today, from Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the AFC-NFC Pro Bowl. As we'll see Russell Wilson and the NFC versus Lamar Jackson and the AFC.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. For years, the NFL's best received a trip to Honolulu or Orlando for their efforts, but now they get a trip to Vegas as EA Sports welcomes you to Allegiant Stadium here in Southern Nevada. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, it's the Pro Bowl. You never really know what to expect, so I guess I'll ask you, what do you expect?
Well, in recent years, it has turned into an
Get ready to settle in for an entertaining 4 quarters. The AFC-NFC Pro Bowl underway from Las Vegas. Taken in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The AFC heading out. A lot of stars to choose from over that conference, but their starter at quarterback, it's Lamar Jackson.
I know he's not showing it on the outside, but inside, he's got to be celebrating because think about all the quarterbacking we saw in the AFC this year. 5 or 6 guys could have earned this honor. He got the nod, a real feather in his cap.
And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
3rd play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
From the 39, Jackson. Well, the NFC pressure a little too much as they get home for the sack. Von Miller in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. A killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching up yardage against them.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Jackson now. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the return will stop right around the 25. Here comes the NFC offense, and CD, it'll be Russell Wilson who leads them out under center.
And no doubt about it, it was a banner year for quarterbacks in the NFC. A number of guys could very well have been selected for this, but I thought he stood out. I thought he found a way to separate himself from the pack, and he's been rewarded as the starting quarterback in the Pro Bowl. Definitely the right choice in my book.
They'll run. It's Ezekiel Elliott of the Cowboys. Oh, Zeke with a quick feet. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. A good gain on first. Has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. A handoff left to Elliott. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And now where are they going to mark him here? Well, they say he did get back to the 1-yard line, but that could have easily been 2 points the other way. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. Fighting to get back to the goal line. I don't think he got there. He did not get back there. It's a safety. Well, we thought these 2 defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away, because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
So now we'll get our second look in this game at the NFC offense. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, and he'll be stopped right at midfield.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Throwing is Wilson.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The AFC about ready to take over on offense. And, of course, coming off the safety the last time they had the football. I never want that.
No, that's pretty unique, too, isn't it? When you give up points that way and the scoreboard, you look up and it says 2-0, it can throw you a little bit. Let's see if they can put that to the side and move forward.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. From the 24, Jackson escaping the pressure right. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
Partner, it's often the man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And he'll give it here to his running back. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. Throwing is Jackson. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a 1st here on 3rd down. Here's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And Lutz's kick is good. And they will jump out in front here with a very unusual scoreline of 3-2.
Well, no surprise there. Extremely reliable during the regular season. Bailed his team out time and again. Knocks another one through, this time in the Pro Bowl.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The offense for the NFC back out there. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Here's Wilson. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Now Wilson on 1st down. That's going to be caught by Samuel. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
On third down, Wilson.
Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete.
And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports.
Two first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. A give to Elliott running left. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Wilson will go underneath here to Elliott.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson.
Left side here taken in by Metcalf.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. On 2nd down now, it's Elliott. And running with power here. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked.
Chase Young able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Give him 6 on the run. It'll be 3rd down now with still a long way to go to get to the 1st down marker.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The numbers for the NFC on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness, and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback who just threw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy? But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is, you know they're going to be in the film room after this ball game, telling all their teammates, maybe I should shift over to offense. I've got skills. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I always find myself cheering for them after they intercept it. Unfortunately here, he couldn't make it into the end zone.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. What the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
There's Jackson on 3rd and long. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
The AFC punt team out there now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the NFC will take over 1st and 10.
Russell Wilson in the NFC offense ready to go once more.
He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw into the hands of Pitts here.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. The numbers for the NFC on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
That's caught left side to tight end Pitts.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Wilson.
That's complete. It's Chris Godwin.
A gain of 6 there on 1st.
2nd down and 4.
From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run with Elliott. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sends his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. The numbers for the NFC on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And with that, they'll take a 2-point lead here in quarter number 2. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
The AFC set to take over on offense.
And they're coming off a 3 and out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And to give this time to the tailback. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
The AFC punt team out there now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. 2nd quarter action, 1:56 remaining. The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Here's Wilson. Got his target, Samuel. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the NFC going to call the first of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Again, Wilson. Well, the pressure gets home, and the AFC comes up with a sack. Chase Young picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Now the AFC going to take a timeout. It's their 2nd as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And the NFC punt team out there now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So we have come upon halftime of this Pro Bowl with the NFC on top of the AFC. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
How think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Now it's Wilson. Open man is Samuel, complete. And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. And the NFC punt team out there now. He's been terrific so far. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the AFC will take over 1st and 10. The AFC offense now heading out for their first drive of the second half.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. The AFC punt team out there now as he's on to kick it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The NFC offense heading back onto the field. The last couple of drives have ended in punts. Maybe the crowd minds that, but you're a defensive guy. You're okay with a couple of punt drives.
Listen, I'm the guy that loves a 0-0 pitch game. All right, in baseball, I can handle that going into the 7th inning. I think the crowd, though, they want to see a little bit more excitement. Let's see if someone can break something free on offense and get going.
Offense at a premium the last 2 drives. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Wilson to throw.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Play action. Now Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
A quick target here, complete to Metcalf.
They'll try the left side. It's Elliott, and he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Here's Elliott. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Wilson's throw caught here by Metcalf. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Now Wilson. And that's going to be caught. Touchdown NFC. Chris Godwin there to make the grab. And the NFC adds on to their lead.
An excellent, long, sustained offensive drive. And now they can look across the field and see a defense that looks a little bit beaten down. Right now, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking to yourself, can I dial up the knockout punch?
Point after try forthcoming. And that makes it a 9-point game. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's finished off by an NFC touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Back out is the AFC offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
And just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
55 rushing yards rushing now, as he's done it on 22 carries.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. I really enjoy watching Lamar Jackson run those RPOs, Charles, but I'll tell you what, it's tough calling play-by-play because you don't know whether he handed it off or kept it.
Makes you focus, doesn't he? You've got to try and stay with it, and even when we do, we often can get it wrong because our eyes naturally go to him because he creates big plays. But if you're a runner and you're playing with Lamar Jackson, aren't you happy? He creates so much concentration on him, it should open up things for you.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off around the 27. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson. They look for Pitts again. This time he's got it.
He'll be hit down at the 33. 5 yards on the play.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
To throw is Wilson.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. And the NFC punt team out there now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Jackson now down around his goal line. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. The AFC punt team out there now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And here comes a big tight end as he gets set for this next drive. All right, Charles Davis, what do we make of these numbers and what's happened to the big tight end here?
Well, I think a lot of times we talk so much about adjustments and what you're going to do at halftime that maybe we miss what actually goes on. Because the sense is that, oh, they go in at the half, they just change everything. That's not really true. A Super Bowl winning quarterback out of New York always used to say, you've worked all week on a game plan. There's a reason you have it. Just either play it better or make subtle tweaks to it. Otherwise, there's no sense even going into a ball game. A lot of times that's what they do. Just find a little subtle thing, one little change, and maybe it can make things a little bit better.
Wilson. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
On 1st down, Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They'll try the left side. Elliott. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
The 1st down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. The AFC offensive unit getting set to take over. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Options galore here, second and a few inches. Jackson. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Aaron Donald, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. To throw is Jackson. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now it's Jackson. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. The AFC thus far on third down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 7. Jackson now. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left half, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Lutz is good. And that'll move them back within 6 now. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The NFC about ready to set up shop offensively. And it's great to see the stars all out in one place, but in terms of football, what's really great to see is a very entertaining Pro Bowl as we are tied in the 4th quarter.
And how many of these guys thought going into this game, after a pretty easy week heading into it, that the pressure would ratchet up now and someone has to make a play, which means someone will have a play made against them and they'll have to live with that for the rest of the year.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw complete here to Waller. Now Wilson. Completes it to Samuel.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First down now, but that clock rolling. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he's got this down to the 35. Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A first down carry by Elliott. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Again, it's Elliott. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Now the AFC going to use their final timeout of the half. Wilson to throw. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. First down now, but the clock continues to move. That one complete to Elliott. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to take the lead here in the final minutes. And this stadium just fell silent in a hurry.
Crowd was ready to erupt, weren't they? But guess what? That chance to win one here, to steal one in the final seconds, goes awry.
Now the NFC going to call the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Hands it off out of the gun.
Now the NFC going to take a timeout, their 2nd, as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they take a knee. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. And they'll indeed take a knee. So, Charles, final thoughts on this AFC victory?
Bottom line, nobody appeared to be seriously hurt. That's the first thing we look for in this game. Well played, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. I think that everyone's going to go home pretty happy, especially the AFC since they won the game.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter @EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.